All right, let's just dive right into this explainer, because today we are tackling a universal frustration that pretty much all of us share. Those creeping, sneaky monthly internet bills. You know the exact feeling, right? Opening up that statement a year after you signed up, only to find out your so-called great deal has quietly ballooned into this massive monthly expense.
So let me ask you right off the bat, are you overpaying for your internet speed? Well, the unfortunate reality is most people absolutely are. Internet service providers are basically masters of the upsell. They're incredibly adept at tricking consumers into buying massive amounts of bandwidth that they simply do not need, usually by throwing around confusing marketing jargon and flashy temporary promotions. Here is our roadmap for today. Number 1, the internet speed trap. 2, how much do you need? 3, cable versus 5G. And 4, lower your monthly bill. Stick with me because by the end of this explainer, you're going to have a concrete guide to slashing your costs, all without experiencing a single second of buffering.
All right, Section 1. The Internet Speed Trap, Escaping the Gigabyte Illusion.
Here's a pretty harsh reality check for you. According to data from Consumer Affairs, you are likely overpaying by $20 to $80 a month for internet speed you don't even use. And honestly, it happens so easily. Maybe you bought into this super expensive gigabit tier because you thought it would magically make your web browsing lightning fast. Or maybe your initial promotional pricing just expired without you even noticing, and the company quietly tacked on a bunch of mystery fees. Whatever the reason, those unused speeds and hidden charges are literally just draining your wallet every single month.
Moving right along to Section 2. How much do you need? Decoding the jargon.
To really understand bandwidth, PCMag uses this brilliant water pipe analogy that just hits the nail on the head. I want you to think of your internet connection exactly like the plumbing in your house. The bigger the pipe, the more data can flow through it at the exact same time. Having a massive pipe doesn't necessarily make the water travel to you any faster. It just means you can run the shower, the dishwasher, and the sprinkler all at the same time without losing any water pressure. Think about it. If you live alone and you're only ever running the bathroom sink, paying for a massive industrial water main makes absolutely zero sense. But how do we actually measure the size of this invisible pipe? Well, we use Mbps, or megabits per second. This is just the standard measurement indicating how many millions of bits of data can travel to your home per second. So whenever you see a plan advertised as 300 megs or a gig, this is the metric the providers are using to define your pipe's overall capacity.
Now, here is the absolutely crucial number you need to remember: 100 Mbps. That is the Federal Communications Commission's official minimum standard for broadband internet. And honestly, this is the big secret ISPs do not want to broadcast. 100 Mbps is more than fast enough for the vast majority of users. At that speed, you can comfortably download a 4K video, jump on a high-definition Zoom call, and browse the web without a single hiccup. Let's break these speed tiers down even further using data from Consumer Affairs, just so you can accurately pinpoint your own household's needs instead of blindly upgrading. If you have a small household doing some light streaming and browsing, 50 to 100 Mbps is your sweet spot. If you've got a standard family with multiple devices streaming Netflix or playing games at the same time, look at the 100 to 250 Mbps tier. You really only need to climb up into that 250 to 1000 Mbps range, that gigabit territory, if your home is filled with heavy, competitive online gamers, or if you're constantly transferring massive files for remote work. Find your specific tier and then just confidently ignore the upsell.
Okay, Section 3, Cable versus 5G Explained, the current market showdown.
First up, we have 5G home internet, which is mostly offered by the major cellular companies. This is basically the forward-thinking disruptor of the market right now, and the pros are incredibly friendly to your budget. You're generally looking at flat rates of around $50 a month. Plus, there are no data caps, absolutely no rigid annual contracts, and zero equipment rental fees. Now, a quick heads up. Because it relies on fixed wireless cellular networks, the speeds can occasionally fluctuate depending on local network congestion. But overall, it's a phenomenal, transparently priced option. On the other side of the ring, we've got traditional cable internet. The main draw here? Raw power, plain and simple. Cable remains the undisputed king of reliability and speed, offering connections up to a blistering 2,000 Mbps with really wide nationwide availability. And since it is a hardwired connection, it is incredibly stable. However, you do have to watch out for the financial traps here. I'm talking about the inevitable promotional price hikes after your first year, those restrictive contracts, and strict data caps that can carry some pretty nasty overage penalties. So what's the final verdict? Well, 5G home internet is fantastic for budget seekers who just want simple, flexible pricing and really don't mind minor speed fluctuations.
Conversely, cable internet is definitely best for large, high-demand households that absolutely require a massive, foolproof connection and are perfectly willing to navigate the more rigid fee structures to get it.
Let's move into Section 4, Lower Your Monthly Bill, your step-by-step action plan. We've got ahead and condensed the advice from Consumer Affairs into 3 incredibly simple steps you can literally follow this week to permanently lower your costs. Step 1, audit your bill to find any expired promos or unused add-ons. Step 2, buy your own router. And Step 3, call your provider and negotiate. Let's look a bit closer at Step 2 because this is where the savings are practically immediate, over $300. That is easily how much you can save over a couple of years simply by stopping the monthly rental of your ISP's modem and router. Providers typically charge $10 to $15 every single month just for a basic piece of hardware. Buying your own compatible router upfront, that pays for itself incredibly quickly.
Also, here's a quick insider tip for you. Always optimize your home setup before you even think about upgrading your plan. A lagging, buffering connection is very often just poor router placement. It's not a lack of bandwidth from your provider. Move your router to a central, elevated location in your home. Please don't shove it behind a TV or bury it deep in a cabinet. And hey, if you have a larger house, spending $100 on a mesh Wi-Fi system will completely eliminate those frustrating dead zones. Fix your internal network before you ever pay your provider for a faster, more expensive tier.
Okay, so once your setup is fully optimized, it is time to shop around and negotiate. The internet landscape is changing fast, you guys, and knowing competitor pricing is your ultimate leverage when you finally call your current ISP. For example, just knowing that alternative providers like Starlink now offer flexible residential tiers starting at just $50 a month gives you major negotiating power. You don't even have to actually want satellite internet. You just need to show your provider that you have affordable options elsewhere.
And when you finally make that call, this is exactly what you should say. Seriously, feel free to take a screenshot of this right now. When you finally get the retention department on the line, you tell them, "I've been reviewing my bill and comparing options. I'd like to stay, but I need a better rate." Using this exact script while confidently mentioning those competitor prices signals that you are an informed consumer who is totally ready to walk away. That right there is exactly how you unlock waived fees, get extended promotional pricing, and secure those exclusive loyalty discounts. So I want to leave you with one final, pretty important question to think about. What is the real speed you're actually paying for right now? And I don't mean the flashy marketing number they sold you on, but what you actually use on a daily basis. I challenge you to pull up your latest bill today, audit it, and reclaim your budget. Because if you are overpaying for internet right now, what other hidden fees are secretly draining your wallet? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy negotiating.